But speaking of Call of Duty-esque games, we have some xDefiant news here. So for those of you that are not in the know, xDefiant is supposed to be like, not the COD killer, but it's supposed to be a big deal, right? Allegedly.
I've heard it described as the
Allegedly.
COD killer more than once.
Yes, exactly, right. So on a post on October the 9th from at Play xDefiant over on Twitter, a message from the xDefiant team. Thank you to everyone who participated in our recent public test session and continues to stand alongside us as we build xDefiant. The PTS once again showed us your appreciation for our fast-paced gunplay, uniquely crafted maps, objective-driven modes, and iconic faction roster. But it also surfaced some inconsistencies in the game experience that we need to address prior to launching our preseason. So we've made the hard decision to delay the preseason of xDefiant. The team will continue working to address these issues and testing them to make sure we deliver on our goal of being a best-in-class arcade shooter. We will share more information about preseason and testing as it comes. Thanks again for your support. We're working hard to make something really special, and we couldn't do it without you. So then on another post here from at xdi_gg, xDefiant confirmed for Q1, Q2 of 2024. This was posted on October the 26th. Third quarter 2023 to 2024. This is an outlook for it. Net bookings for third quarter of 23-24 are expected to come in at approximately 610 million. I don't know what that is. Anyway, full year 2023-2024, the overperformance in Q2 and the current positive momentum of Ubisoft's brands build confidence for the rest of the year. The company can therefore confirm its announced guidance of strong top-line growth and non-IFRS operating income of approximately 400. Is it? I don't know what that is. 400 million. Without releasing the other large game it had initially planned to launch during the last quarter of the current fiscal year. The company has decided to launch this other large game in 2024-2025 so as to maximize its value creation. The lineup for the remainder of the fiscal year includes, on the premium side, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Assassin's Creed Nexus VR, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, Just Dance 2024 edition, can't wait, Prince of Persia The Lost Crown, and Skull and Bones, which is set to release during Q4 2023-2024. On the free-to-play side, Rainbow Six Mobile, The Division, Resurgence, and xDefiant will also launch later this fiscal year. On the heels of that, Mark Rubin at Pixels of Mark posted over here on Twitter. Hello all, I wanted to give you all an update on xDefiant. First off, I can't give you a date yet. I know that's frustrating for some and I'm sorry, but we want to give a date when we are 100% sure of it. So for now, let me at least tell you what we are working on. So, as I mentioned in my last update, we found some frame spikes that were causing issues with how the game felt in our last test. We dove further into that and found that a small part of some anti-cheat software that we are using was causing the issue. We fixed that and are making some extra changes that should improve our netcode efficiency. One of those things that we are doing is replacing the low-level network transport layer, which should reduce latency and reduce some of the occasional desync players may perceive when another player had bad latency/packet loss. Another area we are working on is switching all of our servers over to Linux. This will help overall server performance, in particular allowing us to spin up servers significantly faster, which will allow us to handle a larger number of players better and hopefully will make our launch smoother. And finally, we are also replacing our social/party system as we found that it didn't quite live up to expectations when put under the load of actually being live. Our current system works fine in a test environment, but just wasn't cutting it when we tested live under heavier loads. The new system is being implemented now and should be up and running soon. I know no game is perfect on launch, but we didn't want to just rush the game out. We want to thank everyone for their excitement and participation in all of our pre-launch testing, and I hope that this dedication that we are showing to the game comes across to all of our fans. xDefiant is a game that we want to be loved for many years to come. Hope that adds some clarity to what's going on with xDefiant. I hope everyone has a great day and keeps an eye out for more information. So, from the information that we've collected over the last couple of weeks here from xDefiant, they've delayed the release of the game. It's rumored to be released in Q1, Q2 of 2024. And then Mark Rubin came out and basically said that there was some issues with the anti-cheat for the game, that they were trying to work on the netcode improvements and also with their party functionality, which their party functionality was an issue whenever I was watching people play it, things like that. So with that being said, Dirt, what is your feelings as a whole? Because I haven't tried the beta out, and I don't think any of us have tried the beta, but like with these delayed things that are happening, and then Mark Rubin coming out giving this update, and then the Q1, Q2 of 2024 for xDefiant. What do you feel like that means for xDefiant?
Gonna lose all its hype.
Think so?
Mm-hmm.
I like the transparency, but yeah, they've kind of hyped it to a point to where this is kind of a failure.
Well,
Yeah.
then they purposely fucked up the updates so they wouldn't get pushed.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah. So whenever they were pushing the certification processes to console, it failed. The first certification pass that Microsoft and Sony and other, those are the only two consoles it's being pushed to, but it failed those, and they knew that it was going to fail when they pushed it to it. And that delayed, one of the last, I think it was the last test that actually happened. Either that or it delayed the actual release of the game because it was supposed to release in summer, and it never happened, right? And that's when we got the update about the game being delayed. Corey, do you feel like that this is a targeted delay specifically because of Call of Duty?
Yeah. Because maybe they haven't been, but a lot of people have been pushing it as the COD killer. Right. And then if it releases at the same time COD does and doesn't kill it, it's dead for good.
Right.
I think it's very strangely timed at the very least.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. And with these, delays and failures of certification, it's good that they're attempting to update their netcode, fix a lot of the issues or the issues that are currently happening, with the game and the servers and things like that. Like, that's very much needed. But do you feel that this is something that is just as an excuse, as a reason why to delay the game as a whole, Garbo?
Because, it's so that way they don't have to compete with COD. So when the February rolls around and everything, they don't have COD to deal with, because COD likes to come around in fall. So usually it's this time of month, so either this month or next month, COD's going to release. They didn't want to deal with that. So they rather deal with it in 2024 when they don't have to deal with like a shooter game or the such. Because I don't think there's any shooter games coming out in February of spring, right?
That
That
would make sense. Is they look out for a time where no competitors are releasing near them, so they're the only new game to try.
And so they got the hype.
Yeah,
there will be 25 FPS games in 2024.
Jesus.
Coming out, so
okay.
I'm sure they're one of them.
Yeah, for sure, right? But
But good Lord.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I think that the strategy behind their release schedule originally being in the summertime was like, we want to release the game, we want to get it out there so people could be playing it. That way, when the new COD came out, it didn't live up to expectations, which, let's be honest, it never lives up to expectations of the community. COD doesn't. And people could easily hop back onto xDefiant because it's already installed. They've already got battle pass progress and skins and weapons and all that kind of stuff unlocked. But now with them transitioning into like a winter/spring release in Q1, Q2 of 2024, they're going to try to capitalize on that COD fatigue. But my main question to everybody here is like, is there going to be COD fatigue if the COD game that is being released is awful.
I mean, you're gonna have your core people that are gonna play that game no matter what.
Every night.
Every night. And I think that they will hit fatigue around that time. I think everyone who does play that game hits a certain amount of fatigue, man.
Yeah.
After 5 or 6 nights of doing the multiplayer experience, I'm like, I need to play something else.
Yeah, right. And I would say that COD fatigue normally sets in about 3 to 4 months after release is when people are like, okay, I've played this game to death. I've unlocked all the camos and
February is about the perfect time for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So with that being said, do you guys feel like xDefiant will be the definitive COD killer?
No. Still no.
No.
Do you think that
COD
it'll
had
have
$300 million to spend?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that there will be some type of moderate success that will come with xDefiant? Like, do you think it'll be a staple of free to play games?
I mean, it'll be as popular as any other free to play game, probably.
Right.
And I mean, there's a few though that's going to be hard to beat. Like there's Fortnite, Apex, and what's that one that Doc and them play? Valorant. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Those are like the top 3, I think, right now.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to break into that with a brand new IP.
It really is, man.
So we'll see. I mean, and who knows? Like the campaign for COD has dropped, but I'm not 100% certain if the multiplayer for it has dropped. And with the early access that people had to the COD campaign or the COD multiplayer, they could really go in there and like do something crazy with it. Like they could go in there and revamp a lot of issues and a lot of systems, get things flowing the way that they need to be flowing. And COD could come out and just like be 2019 COD all over again, where everybody was coming back into the game. It's highly unlikely that that'll happen, but like trying to be a direct competitor with that is kind of already putting a couple of nails in that coffin, right?
I mean, you're already on a downhill slope.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, good luck to them, but I don't know.
Purposely making yourself the underdog, I don't know. That's the best move.
Yeah, and I mean, with a studio like Ubisoft, it's not like that this is some no-name company that's releasing this. This is Ubisoft that has some incredible properties under their belt. And it's smart that they're pulling from those properties and incorporating those into xDefiant. That's genius level idea, but trying to go head to head with something of that magnitude, you know what I'm saying? It's rough. It is very rough.
Looks like November the 10th.
It's when the multiplayer's dropping?
Yeah, 9th in some places, 10th.
Okay.
Day 1 dropping open world zombies. Ooh.
That could be interesting. We'll see. We'll see that. We'll peep that and see what's happening with it.
$70.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Right. So xDefiant has a hill to climb, and good luck to them for climbing it, because it's going to take a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of attention to detail to capture that audience's imagination.
Mm-hmm.